Mark Webber didn't just race in Formula One. He fought his way through it. A straight-talking Aussie who clawed his way from the outback to the world stage, he became known for his grit, resilience, and unwillingness to play political games, even when it cost him. Born in Queen Bay in New South Wales, Webber's path to motorsport glory wasn't paved with gold. He hustled his way into Europe in the mid-90s, surviving on sheer determination, odd jobs, and the kindness of racing allies. No billionaire backers, no silver spoon, just relentless graft. From delivering pizzas to fund his karting, to sleeping in cold garages while chasing drives in Europe, Mark learned early that in motorsport, toughness counts as much as talent. After proving himself in Formula Ford, Formula 3, and the grueling Le Mans 24 hours with Mercedes, he caught the eye of F1 teams, making his debut with Minardi in 2002. He turned heads, 5th place at his home race in Melbourne in a car that had no right being there. That earned him a shot at Jaguar. But while Webber was delivering on track, behind the scenes the politics were as cutthroat as ever. He wasn't just racing rivals. He was racing to keep his seat. Webber moved to Williams, but constant mechanical woes and uncompetitive machinery tested his patience. Still, his reputation grew, a driver who could drag a midfield car into positions it didn't belong. His speed in qualifying and fearless overtakes marked him as a future contender. If only he could land in the right seat. 2007 brought him to Red Bull Racing. With Adrian Newey's cars finally coming good, Webber found himself in a title fight by 2010. But it wasn't just about speed. This was also the beginning of one of F1's most politically charged rivalries. Mark Webber versus Sebastian Vettel. It was at Red Bull where Webber's career truly took flight. But this wasn't the fairy tale rise of a harmonious team. No. Red Bull was a battleground, and Webber wasn't afraid to dig in his heels. If Mark Webber was the seasoned gunslinger, Vettel was the young hotshot straight out of the saloon doors. Quick, ambitious, and absolutely certain the world was his for the taking. At Red Bull, the two were supposed to be a dream pairing. On paper they were. On track, more like two apex predators fighting for the same territory. In 2010 at the British Grand Prix, Red Bull gave Sebastian Vettel a new front wing by taking it off Webber's car. Livid, he responded by winning the race and delivering one of the most famous radio lines in F1 history.
Fantastic, guys. Not bad for a number 2 driver. Cheers.
That moment summed up Webber's Red Bull years. Blistering performances shadowed by the feeling the team's heart lay elsewhere. Then, at the Turkish Grand Prix, lap 40, battling for the lead, Vettel made a move down the inside. They touched. Vettel's RB6 spun out. Webber limped home in third, and the team's no-blame policy suddenly pivoted to blame Mark.
He was already ahead. He was at least 2 meters ahead, Sebastian, and there was a corner to the left side coming, so he had to go for the line. He can't brake on the dirt, because if he would do, for sure, he knows what happens, you know.
So to your mind, it's certainly Mark's fault?
By 2013, tensions hit boiling point. At the Malaysian Grand Prix, the infamous Multi-21 team order, code for hold position, was issued with Webber leading. Vettel ignored it, overtaking Webber to take the win. Webber, furious, called him out publicly. It became one of the most famous moments in F1's modern history.
Multi-21 then. Yeah, Multi-21. And then after this last stop, obviously the team told me that the race was over, and we turned the engines down, and we go to the end. So I won a race as well, but in the end the team made a decision, which we always say before the start of the race is probably how it's going to be. We look after the tyres, get the car to the end, and in the end Seb made his own decisions today, and we'll have protection as usual, and that's the way it goes.
So you were surprised when he came past you?
Yeah, well, I turned my engine down and started cruising on the tyres, and then the fight was on. So anyway, we know he's a quick peddler, but I was disappointed with the outcome of today's race, and in the end, team did a good job. I had some good fans here from Australia, so thanks, guys. I did my best, and yeah, cheers.
Symbolizing the rift inside Red Bull and the favoritism Webber had battled privately for years. The trust between them? Gone. The politics of F1 had claimed another partnership. Mark Webber's career was littered with injuries that would have sidelined lesser drivers. A broken leg before the 2009 season, a busted shoulder kept secret during a title fight. Yet, he never used them as excuses. On the track, the grit always showed. His final F1 race in Brazil, 2013, ended not with a victory, but with a helmet-off lap, waving to the fans. A rare human moment in a sport obsessed with the machine. He swapped the F1 cockpit for a Porsche LMP, one seat in the World Endurance Championship, and it paid off. He became a WEC champion in 2015 and finally enjoyed a more equal team environment. Retirement from active racing followed, but Webber never really left the sport. Today, Webber plays a different but equally influential role, guiding Australia's next big Formula One hope, Oscar Piastri. Acting as his manager and mentor, Webber's experience in navigating F1's politics, contracts, and pressure-filled paddock is now a weapon in Piastri's arsenal. In many ways, the battles Webber fought on and off the track are shaping a new generation, one that might just finish what he started. With 9 wins, 42 podiums, 13 poles, and a reputation for bravery and endurance that bordered on inhuman. Mark Webber's F1 legacy isn't just about podiums or points. It's about standing tall in the face of politics, calling it like you see it, and never, ever letting anyone tell you you're a number 2. In a world of team orders and quiet compliance, Mark Webber was gloriously, stubbornly himself.
I mean, a member of the engine department told you that when you're behind Sebastian, the engines get turned down, right? So you can't have a crack at him. You only communicate really with your own engineer on the pit wall, Kyron it was, who worked with you, and you ended up talking in code so that if it was a message from the team, you knew it wasn't that's true, isn't it? You knew it wasn't a message from Kyron. In other words, if it was like a team order, he didn't want to be the one to deliver that message. Sebastian had what he believed was a cracked chassis, or in fact the team apparently had told him it was a cracked chassis, right, to make him feel better about being beaten by you. You then took on the cracked chassis and won the British Grand Prix with it.
Very seldom do you get a driver who's just so ridiculously arrogant that they will overrule the team, because they know that the team, they can't operate without the team, and the team is hugely important. Yes, the driver is hugely important, but very seldom have I come across situations whereby one driver will overrule another. We know about the Michael Schumacher thing, but the Michael Schumacher thing with people like Alonso and Massa and various other people, they had it already clear cut in their documents.
To have the longevity of career and to have the results that I've had, I never ever would have expected those. It's been through graft. It's a lot of hard work. I openly admit there's been some guys clearly with more talent, and some of those guys worked hard and they beat me. Some of the guys didn't work hard and I beat them. They had more talent, but they didn't apply themselves. So I'm proud of that.
Join us next time as we dive into the thrilling and often tragic tales of motorsport legends, exploring the stories that defined an era and the drivers who dared to dream.